Hi there, friends. I have a question for you today. Are any of you the kind of people that when you're reading a chapter book, you get partway through and then you're just dying to know the end, and so you skip to the very end? My mother used to do this all the time when we were kids. But sometimes it actually sort of ruins the story because you get to the end and you find out what happened, but you go, wait a minute. Why is that character acting this way now? Or where did this person even come from? Now, in the Bible, we see people who jump to the end of the story several times. So, for example, in the story of Abraham and Sarah, Sarah jumps to the end of the story. She's been told that she is going to have a baby, and she's old, and she hasn't had a baby yet. So she takes matters into her own hands, and she has somebody else have a baby for her. This wasn't God's plan. And you know what? Even though God can take things that weren't part of the original plan and make something beautiful out of it, it's never quite the same. That's kind of what it's like when we jump to the end of the story and we don't trust God to be God. I see this a lot with kids and grown-ups, right? So for example, let's say you have a situation where your family is going to move. Maybe you're going to move somewhere in town, maybe you're going to move somewhere out of town. Doesn't matter. Because perhaps you are the kind of person who goes, oh my gosh, my life is going to be ruined. I hate the idea of moving. I hate the idea of having new neighbors. I will never make friends again. I will never have somebody to eat lunch with at my lunch table. And you see, if that's the thinking, you're jumping to the end of the story. And there's a million things that can happen, and your story might not even end like that. Sometimes we just have to live in the present and trust that as we walk our way through our own stories, that God will be there. Now, that doesn't mean that all stories have happy endings. I'm not going to lie to you and say that they do, because they don't. But even if there's a story, whether it's yours or someone else's, that doesn't have a happy ending, as you walk along that story or that path, there can still be beautiful things along the way. Wonderful people who accompany somebody on the path, hopeful things that happen, unexpected people who are born and who bring great joy. We just never know. So, let God be God and don't jump to the end of the story. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.